For months now, Donald Trump has been referring to his opponent, Kamala Harris, as being stupid. He's called his political opponents the enemy within, and Democrats in general sick and evil. But it wasn't until one of the speakers at his Madison Square Garden hate fest referred to Puerto Rico as an island of floating garbage that people in the media actually started paying attention. There was near universal condemnation of this remark, and Donald was actually being held responsible for it. Joe Biden made a statement about this egregious comment and many of the other comments that were made at that rally, and Fox aired a clip of it. Check this out.
It was just last week that President Biden said he wanted to lock Donald Trump up. Now he said the following last night.
I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable.
That sounds really bad, doesn't it? Well, that's because Fox does what Fox does. They ended the clip and did not allow viewers to hear the entire context. This is what President Biden actually said.
Donald Trump has no character. He doesn't give a damn about the Latino community. He's failed businessman. He only cares about the billionaire friends he has and accumulating wealth for those at the top. He says immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. Give me a break. He wants to do away with the birthright citizenship. Who the hell has said that in the last 100 years? And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American. It's totally contrary to everything we've done, everything we've been.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters, apostrophe S, his demonization of Latinos, etc., unquote. Okay, we all know and have known forever that Joe Biden is not the most eloquent of speakers. He has a stutter. He does not always get his point across clearly. But if you are listening to his remarks in good faith and you understand how spoken English works, you know what he meant. He was saying that the garbage is Donald's and his supporters' hatred of other people. The fact that they are perfectly comfortable calling other human beings garbage. So to all of you reporters out there, first of all, you may not want to rely on Fox as your source of information. Maybe go do your own research. And secondly, learn how apostrophes work. Okay, so I don't know why anybody in the Trump campaign thought it was a good idea to dress Donald up as a sanitation worker and make garbage a theme by putting his name on the side of a garbage truck. But I guess two things were accomplished here. First of all, he finally achieved his lifelong dream of becoming a member of the Village People. I just look at that. It's adorable. But again, they seem to think it's totally cool for him to mock real American workers. Being a sanitation worker, not only is it incredibly important and vital work, it's physically demanding work that Donald could never do. I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy could not even get himself up into the cab. Look at this clip and tell me what you think might be going on. Just a side note to the media, if you're really looking for something important to report on, you might want to try to get a copy of Donald's medical records. That would probably do us all a great service. Anyway, Donald was so enamored of his costume that he wore it to the rally and shared his exploits about the phenomenal feat of getting into the passenger seat of the garbage truck. Here's that clip.
And then I actually said, I climbed into the truck, but so I said, how the hell do you get into this truck? It's way up high. It's a big one. This was a beauty. I said, you didn't have to buy it that big, right? You have to get it that big? They brought this brand new, gorgeous truck, wonderful driver. He looked like Cary Grant in his prime. You know who that is? This beautiful driver. And he drove that big thing up. And I said, man, this is bad, because now I have all the cameras are all watching. Look at all the fake news. They were, most of them. No, most of them, many of them were there. And I'm saying, oh, boy. You know, one little mistake with these guys and your political career's over. You can't even. So I said, man, if I don't get up there, this is going to be very embarrassing. These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired. And I can't do that when I'm alongside of this great athlete. I got to get up to that. So look, the first stair is like up here. I'm saying, shit. So I had the adrenaline going, and I made it.
Despite the bright orange vest and the yellow reflecting strips, the rally got very dark when, yet again, Donald talked about bringing back the Alien Enemies Act from the golden age of 1798, about which he seems to be quite nostalgic. Here's what he had to say.
To expedite removals of Trende, Aragua, and other savage gangs, I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Can you believe 1798? That's when we had people that wanted to protect their people. I have to go back a long way.
So he doesn't just want to bring back the Alien Enemies Act to deal with the non-emergency issue of undocumented workers in this country by using physical force. He wants to bring us back to the time when women didn't have the right to vote and Black Americans were terrorized on a daily basis. Obviously, the idea of control was on his mind because he didn't just repeat what he's been saying recently about protecting women. He added a new twist. Look at this clip.
And my people told me about 4 weeks ago, I was saying, no, I want to protect the people. I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said, we think it's very inappropriate for you to say. I said, why? I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country. They said. They said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say, pay these guys a lot of money. Can you believe it? I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
That's creepy. And that sounds exactly like something an adjudicated rapist would say, doesn't it? But who needs to take any of this seriously, right? And if you think I was kidding about Donald's dream of being a Village People member, here is how he ended his rally. But you know what corporate media is taking seriously? Joe Biden's statement. Yes, that's right. On the front page of today's editions of America's two major newspapers, the leading story was about what Biden had to say. Worse though, much worse, both papers claim that it's a problem for Harris. The New York Times headline reads, Biden's gaffes complicate Harris's final stretch, worrying Democratic insiders. And the Washington Post headline was just as bad. Harris's message has been clear, but Biden's blunders still haunt her. Clearly, we have learned absolutely nothing since 2016, when every misdeed and misstep made by Bill Clinton was laid at the feet of Hillary Clinton, who was the one actually running for president. Yes, so here we are again, 2016 redux. The woman running for president is being saddled with alleged misstatements from the man who is not running for president. But again, let's be clear, they're manufacturing this because it wasn't a gaffe. We know what Biden intended to say, and there was absolutely nothing wrong or controversial about it if you are being a straight shooter. So the other irony, though, is that Donald is never held responsible for his failings. But at least he's never called anybody garbage, right?
And it's not her, it's the people that surround her. They're scum. They're scum. And they want to take down our country. They are absolute garbage.
Yeah, right.